to the motherland of Hong Kong, and there's also the anniversary of the founding of the Hong Kong SAR, and it's also the first anniversary of this term of government. Looking back, the first responsibility of this government upon resuming office is to bring Hong Kong back to normalcy after the epidemic, and to resume our vibrancy and to resume our connection with the world, and then we can develop the economy and enhance our competitiveness and fully grasp the various opportunities in front of us. Now, the community is full of vibrancy. We have various major events, concerts, exhibitions lining up to be held in Hong Kong. The Happy Hong Kong campaign and also Hello Hong Kong campaign are some of the examples, and we have fairs and also shopping fairs, etc., boosting consumption. The number of visitors to Hong Kong are ever increasing. We made the 10 million milestone in the first 5 months after the resumption to normalcy. And for our economic, we see a 2.7% growth in GDP for the first quarter. That is a reversal of our downward trend for the past few quarters, and unemployment rate is now 3%, and wages have grown by 2.1% in the first quarter of this year, while the external environment is still tense, and that has affected our import and export. When it comes to a number of visitors to Hong Kong, and with an increase in local consumption, we expect a 3.5 to 5.5 growth in our GDP. Again, is very different from the negative growth we saw last year. The overall vibe in Hong Kong is happy and vibrant, and we are now confident the government will lead the whole community in boosting our economy and competitiveness. The anniversary of the founding of the Hong Kong SAR is the 1st of July, next Saturday. To ensure that everyone can feel the happiness, the government and public bodies will take the lead to organize a number of celebration activities so that we can all join in the fun. We encourage different sectors of the community to hold celebration activities and to offer promotions. On the 1st of September, the recreational and leisure facilities under the LCSD can be used free of charge, including both indoor and outdoor recreational facilities and most of our public swimming pools. The Science Museum and also the Space Museum permanent exhibitions will be open free of charge, and various thematic exhibitions of our arts museum and other museums will be open, and the wetland park and also all exhibitions of the M+ Museum and the 7 thematic exhibitions of National Palace Museum, and also 12 programs under the revitalization scheme of our historic sites will offer free guided tours, and also free workshops and free services will be on offer. Starting from the 1st of July, for 7 days in a row, by means of our mobile app, we can buy products sold by the vegetable marketing organization and the fishery marketing organization. There will be various offers for designated produce, and then for green community stations, and also if you take part in food waste recycling, you'll get extra bonus points. And on the 1st of July, you can ride on the Star Ferry free of charge, plying Wan Chai Tim Sa Choi and Central, and then you can ride for free water taxis in between Central, Tuen Mun, and Tai Po, etc. So for 5 days in a row, starting from the 1st of July, you can ride on our trams free of charge. On the 1st of July, the catering industry, covering over 1,000 catering outlets will provide a 29% discount for some menus or some dishes on the menu. We're grateful to different sectors for offering such offers. The relevant organizations will announce details in due course. The purpose of these promotions is to ensure that we can happily enjoy and celebrate the 20th anniversary of the founding of the Hong Kong SAR. Now I open the floor to the media. Please show your hands and then introduce yourself and also your media outlet, and please ask no more than 2 questions. The journalist in blue in the front row. Good morning, I'm from Cable TV. The government has announced that there can be import of labor in 26 sectors. The Labor Advisory Board held a meeting yesterday, and then the labor side walked out in protest. We consider consulting them before announcing this policy. And then for the Song Glory to Hong Kong, the team has put the song on the relevant website again. What is your response? We understand the labor side's view or position from the LAB. Now, for the importation labor scheme, we've got 3 principles. First, we accord priority to the employment of local workers. Second, we ensure that labor wages are protected and that we cover the wages of imported labor. It must not be lower than the median income in Hong Kong, and we would enhance local training of our workers and to attract workers to return to the labor market. And we mainly target at 2 industries, the transport as well as the construction sectors. They can import workers to a limited extent, and for the quota allocated, according to our analysis, the quota will represent 50% of the labor crunch in these sectors. So on the one hand, we want to increase labor supply, and we want to ensure that local workers, after training and after the application of technology, can help us to resolve the labor crunch. As regards the 26 low-skilled occupations or sectors, we used to freeze these sectors under the supplementary labor scheme. We will suspend the moratorium for 2 years. The general exclusion will be suspended for 2 years. This is to ensure that first, we can increase the supply of low-skilled workers that we really need. However, each case will be vetted one by one. And we have to ensure that there must be 4 weeks of recruitment in Hong Kong, and approval will only be granted if these recruitment exercises failed. And for every application, we will consult the Labor Advisory Board. For every 6 months, we will review and consult the LAB on the current status of the importation scheme. As for the importation of low-skilled workers, as we all know, in the past few years, our labor force has shrunk by over 200,000. For low-skilled workers, we have more than 100,000 fewer. These figures are very clear. Our unemployment rate stands at 3%. As we all know, there are recruitment difficulties for many positions. Local recruitment will give priority to local workers. So we have relaxed the exclusion for 2 years to ensure that labor supply can match vacancies in the market, and we will vet each and every application very rigorously. There is no automatic approval for applications. There must be sufficient proof that there is recruitment difficulty in Hong Kong and there is an actual need for such workers, and during the process of vetting and also the outcome, the Labour Advisory Board will be duly consulted. We must ensure that we have sufficient labor in Hong Kong so that we can operate well, and then our service quality will not fall. All in all, we hope that our economy can benefit as a result of our various measures, and we can continue to grow. We will make a bigger pie to ensure that there is vibrancy in our economy. That is important to all sectors, even to our local labor force. Now, for each and every case, $400 will be charged per worker for training and subvention of training of local workers. I hope you can understand that we have the overall interest of Hong Kong in mind, and we will safeguard the interests of local workers. The second question is about our application for an injunction against a certain song. Now, the case is sub judice and it's not appropriate for the government to comment. I have to stress time and again that safeguarding national security is the overall duty and obligation of the Hong Kong SAR. So we will take a very proactive approach. We'll ensure that we can do everything that help us to honor our duty to safeguard national security.
Next question, gentleman on the left.
Chief Executive, some English questions from the South China Morning Post. The first question we'd like to ask about how would you personally respond to allegations by lawmaker Zheng Yuyan that it was you who gave the idea to move a private member bill to overhaul the governing structure of the Chinese University Hong Kong, and authorities would perhaps waive a part of the cost? Would the government consider waiving the cost for Zheng now to move the private member bill? And also, we'd also like to ask a little bit about the meeting of United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken and also Chinese President Xi Jinping on Monday. How would you interpret this in terms of Hong Kong? Would you see this perhaps as the easing of Sino-US relations and potentially a chance for you to be invited to personally attend APEC in November? Thank you.
Private members bill, the procedure is governed by the basic law and also legislative regulations and rules. Any private member who proposes a bill will have to act in accordance with all these procedures and rules. The government has given its permission for the bill to proceed in accordance with the laid down procedures. It will go into the legislative debate process and should be dealt with in accordance with the procedures strictly. All these things are already laid down with very clear guidelines, and things should proceed in that way. And I shall have no more comment other than wishing that LegCo will go ahead with dealing with the matter in accordance with such rules and procedures. As regard China-US relationship, this is a state matter, and it is being handled by state leaders. I have noted that in the statements made by President Xi Jinping, mutual respect is emphasized, and that a constructive China-US relationship is to the benefit of the world, to the benefit of both countries, and to the benefit of peoples of both countries. Hong Kong, as a special administrative region, enjoys special status under the Basic Law. We are an international city. We are connected to the world and is the gateway to the mainland cities. We will discharge that function no matter what, because that is what the Basic Law requires us to do. So I hope there will be a positive development in the relationship between our country and the US. But in this process, I will be, of course, ensuring that all the advantages and opportunities that Hong Kong face and enjoy will be capitalized fully. And I wish every one of us in Hong Kong will do the same as when we go out to different parts of the world to tell the good Hong Kong stories, to create extra opportunities for our economic development and growth, and bring all opportunities to reality. This is something I and my government team will work hard to do.
時間關係咧，我哋睇睇今日答最後。
We're almost out of time, so we will take the last question on the right lady over there. I'm from Now TV. President Xi Jinping met with the U.S. Secretary of State. What do you make of the new developments between China and the U.S. and what does that mean for Hong Kong? And then I have a question about whether you will attend the meeting the APEC meeting in November. And for the July 1st anniversary, what would you take? What's your take if someone goes on a demonstration or something? The Sino-US relationship is important, and this is dealt with at the state level. I noted that President Xi Jinping met with U.S. Secretary Antony Blinken. President Xi said that China respects the U.S. interests. China will not challenge or seek to replace the U.S. At the same time, the U.S. should also respect China. The U.S. should not undermine China's legitimate interests. Hong Kong is an inalienable part of China. Hong Kong is a special administrative region. Under one country, two systems, we have our distinct status and advantages. We are an international city. We have our country support and we are connected to the rest of the world. No matter where Sino-US relationships go, Hong Kong will leverage its distinct advantages in staying connected with the world. We will also serve as a gateway between various economies in the world and the mainland cities. And that's where we will serve as a bridge. And we will promote Hong Kong in different places. For me and my team and various sectors in Hong Kong, we will work together on this so that we can give full play to our advantages and opportunities. Now, July 1st, the anniversary, I announced a range of concessions and activities that we can have a good time on the anniversary. Now, for anyone, they have to act in accordance with the law. On July 1st, there will be many activities in celebration of the anniversary so that everyone can have a good time. Any activity has to proceed in accordance with the law. For 2 years and the National Day, the occasions were hijacked, people engaged in activities, breaching the peace, and there were people engaging in illegal behaviors, so we cannot be complacent. The anniversary will be a key day. It's a joyous occasion, and we need to be mindful about people hijacking the occasion or creating undesirable atmosphere on those occasions. For those people, we will hold them to account, and we will not allow anyone trying to hijack such joyous occasions. I believe that Hong Kong people have seen what happened in the past few years. We have now reconnected with the rest of the world. We're now focusing on development, the economy, and boosting our competitiveness. I believe we will all have a good time on the July 1st anniversary as a joyous occasion. We'll stop here. Thank you.